So CJ, just start with this year for you. Some great moments early, maybe, little, I won't say struggles, but not as much in the middle. Then obviously really bounced back this past week. So just sort of take me through the highs and lows of the year for you.
I definitely had some highs and some lows. I started the season off, strong against Penn State. Didn't play too well against Duquesne. And, I have a great game against Pitt. Then I go on this stretch where I'm just not being very productive for the football team. And, last week I just had to go back to the basics, what made me very productive, which was just running the football hard, and just getting downhill fast. That's just my two things that I have to do. I have to be a tough tackle and run the ball very hard.
Is that it? I mean, when you had the struggles, did you think it was you didn't run as hard as you did this past week in some of those other games? And what brought you back to that this past week?
Reality, that understanding you have to be productive. It's definitely a sport that you love to play, but at the end of the day, it's always go down to business, and I wasn't being productive.
What were the coaches saying to you in terms of the last couple of weeks especially? Because they talked a lot about you needing to get going and maybe you not running as hard, but Neil actually talked after the game that he felt this past week was one of your better weeks of practice.
Yeah, definitely. Just a preparation part within Tuesday throughout Friday, just taking every detail in, being very, how should I say this? Paying attention to every single detail that goes on within practice, like taking game like reps, like Coach Scott said, just not out there practicing the practice, but practicing, knowing that like this can actually be a look in the game on Saturday.
So CJ, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Is it as simple as just not thinking too much sometimes, just going out there and doing it?
Yeah, definitely that. Just go play football. Like, it's something I do for fun, and when it becomes a job, that's when you start to overthink. I just have to go out there and play freely, like Coach Scott said.
So 15 games or so as a running back. Are there still things you're learning as you go? And what are they?
Definitely a lot of things I'm still learning, If I'm not learning, that's a bad thing, There's always improvement and, to grow within this running back position. But I wouldn't really get too in-depth on what we're learning, They're still out there listening.
What was the hardest thing for you to learn to begin with? I mean, eye discipline, looking for things. What was something that initially maybe you struggled with?
Believing that I could break tackles. That's one thing. Like Coach Scott said, you got to believe that you can break tackles. Once you believe, your mind is a strong muscle. Once you believe something, you can actually put your mind to it and do it.
Did you play mad on Saturday?
It seemed like it.
Yeah.
I played definitely a little angry, a little mad. It was a great experience, finally playing back in my home state. I haven't played there in almost 2 years, so, it definitely was a great experience. But I definitely had a little edge to me on Saturday.
Yeah.
Playing back home, does that mean a little bit more to you as well? You wanted to show off a little bit maybe for friends and family that were there?
I wouldn't say that. I definitely, I want to perform each weekend and week out. But, it's just a different feeling, that smell of just being back home in my home state, just, that extra boost that allows me to, play how I want to play.
You have a lot of family there?
Yes, sir.
Did you count them?
At the game?
Uh-huh.
I think I probably had up to like 20, 25 family members. Probably even more. It was so many of us I couldn't even count.
So a big fan of you getting in the league, right?
Yes, sir.
They were talking about you not breaking tackles and not running as hard. Yeah, I suspect come Sunday morning you were just as sore after those games as other games. I mean, does that bother you to hear that? I mean, because I know when you're out there, you're giving all you got, even though others may think you don't.
I wouldn't say it bothered me. It just made me have a reality check and understanding that I'm not being productive. Like, I'm on this football team to break tackles and to run the ball hard. When I'm not doing that, I'm not helping the team out.
How does it change things for you with a running quarterback? I mean, last year, when it was, JT, you guys obviously didn't have a mobile quarterback. The whole game plan different? Your style different? How does it change things?
He actually makes my runs easier because you have to respect his run game and his ability to throw the ball too. So, Garrett's definitely a dual threat quarterback. I wouldn't just say a running quarterback. He's a dual threat. He can throw the ball, he can run the ball well, he make great decisions with the ball in his hand too. So he definitely helped my game out to a different, level with his ability to, throw and run the ball.
CJ, you seemed like stronger, very effective in the fourth quarter. Any reason to that? Was it just the way the game was going? It was hot. It was a complement of like using Jaheim and Justin too to kind of soften things up for you. It just seemed like it was set up for you to be successful in that fourth quarter.
The team just needed me, to run the ball hard, and as a collective, us 11 that was on the field just needed to run out the clock to win the game.
Any back and forth between you and Garrett? See, I can't let a quarterback outrush me. I mean, you're the leading rusher. Here's Garrett, number 2. You guys ever banter back and forth on that a little bit?
Nah, me and Gary don't get competitive when it comes to that. As long as it said West Virginia with the win, we fine with that. I can have 0 rushing yards as long as we win the game.
Okay.
You're about a year removed from the injury on your leg. How long did it take you to mentally be back 100% to where you could fully trust it?
When I could fully trust it, probably the first day after the first day I got cleared, I was just back out there running just to be happy, just have an opportunity to be back on the football field. So I definitely trust it. I've been trusting it since I had the opportunity to get back on the field.
So to piggyback off of that, there's been maybe a thought that when you were struggling that you were running different to avoid maybe getting hurt again. You don't believe that to be the case at all? Like you don't feel that?
It was just all technique. My technique was just off. That's the biggest thing I could give you.
Can I ask you this? The ad that they're running now about with the doctors that treated you, making that ad, what kind of memories did that bring back? What did that mean to you, making that ad?
It was definitely cool. I gotta have the opportunity to, make a commercial about myself and what I went through. But I have a goldfish memory. I kind of don't remember it too well. No, I try my best not to.
How good's the offensive line been this year?
The offensive line?
Yeah, how good have they played?
Well, you see our rushing stats recently? We'll just leave it to the stats. They've been doing their job. I haven't been doing my job.
You guys know you have 11 straight games with 140-plus rushing yards.
We just actually figured that out today. I think it was in position meeting and they told us, but we don't really pay too much into that. We worry about more how we play the game rather than the outcome of the stat line.
What did you think about how Jaheim ran on Saturday, and especially how contrasted it is with you?
I've been telling the world, Jaheim White is a special young man. He has the ability to do everything when it comes to playing running back. He's fast, he's strong, he's explosive. He can catch well, he can make people miss, he can run you over, he can outrun you. He's just a great athlete. That's the best way I can explain it. I've been seeing this for almost, 8-9 months now. I had no surprise at that. I'm just happy he finally got his opportunity to showcase it to the world.
You kind of had a run like him on that fourth down when you were able to bust it outside.
Oh, on the first one, yeah. I got to show a little something off it. I definitely compliment his game, too, because I steal stuff from him, too. It's like we piggyback off each other. He steals stuff from me, I steal stuff from him.
How do you keep this going? Build off the momentum of winning the game last week. You got 4 tough ones left, and these 4 can pretty much determine the type of season you have.
Consistency within my practice. I have to take the same preparation I did last week, the same intensity, the same focus, the same detail I took last week, but even to a different level because we need these next few games. But we need to win this game first.
Right.
CJ, on the first drive, 4th and 1, going forward in your own territory, when you broke off that run, what did that decision tell you? What did it mean to you to, have that opportunity early in the game in your own territory?
Well, that whole week, Coach Brown was telling us, shoot your shot. Don't ever be afraid. Believe in yourself. And he believed in me that I was going to get that 4th and 1. And I said, thank you, Coach. I'm going to believe in myself, too. And I, went out there and had a great run and, kept the chains moving for the team.
Neil mentioned that after the game that he kind of told you all that you guys were going to be aggressive against UCF. But what does that mean to you all when the coach says early in the week, hey, we're going to be aggressive come Saturday?
Yeah, they just believe in us. They saw how we prepared Tuesday through Friday in our preparation. They just trusted us, knowing that we was going to, come out successful within that game.
Get another young running back in DJ Oliver, big guy sort of like you. Explain what his game is. How good can he be?
I'm going to let the mic drop on that one. I don't think I'm supposed to be saying this, but DJ Oliver runs 22 miles per hour on the GPS. he's not just a big running back. He's a explosive, fast running back. Like, that's a tough tackle. He's gonna be a problem when he get his opportunity. He's gonna be a problem.
Okay, CJ, thank you.
Thank you.